Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Rift. I'm your host, Steven Machine. This is my co-host, Revel. What we're going to be doing this time is we're going to be starting off with some news.
Hell yeah, man.
Leading the news actually seemed to be quite a bit of a controversy was the Esports Network dropping Smite from their tournament roundup. They claimed a lack of support. So
I know.
we shall go over that a little later in this this particular episode.
We have details.
Yes, we have quite interesting details on that. Also,
Man Mode Odin.
Yeah, Man Mode.
It's not actually Man Mode Odin. It's Mountain Man Odin.
Mountain Man Odin. There we go.
Mountain Man Odin, but Man Mode Odin, so much cooler.
Yes.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Of course. That's how it is. I mean, he's all awesome in his bear fur and bear claws and bearness. I mean, why don't they just make him a bear?
No. Bear fur, bear claws, bear midriff. Done. That's all I have to say about that.
He works out.
Skin success.
Skin success. He's fit and trim.
Oh,
good,
yeah.
good. And lastly, one of the big things, well, not really lastly, one of the big things, Freya has been released. Yay!
Yeah.
She laughs too. She thinks it's hilarious. Everybody has had a chance to maybe check her out, see what she's like a little bit, playing her in that maybe single player mode if you don't have enough gems to buy her.
Oh yes, we've been checking her out.
Oh yeah, we've been watching her all morning. I mean,
look at those tattoos.
Before, yes.
Experts.
Those are tattoos. They're very good. This is a very quality skin. I like the effects especially. Like, she does, I think, right?
Nope. No, you're going to have to wait a moment.
Wait a minute,
but
it's looping around.
You will see her more. This is brought to us courtesy of our man Timmy. Thank you very much, Timmy.
You can find much more of his work on our website at blgaming.com. Then we also have some... There's that effect. It's beautiful.
Oh, sexy beast.
Yes, it is. We also have some information on the next god being released, and this is invisible. That's weird.
Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
a screwdriver. So, anyway, Loki looks like he's going to be the next one being released. So, go to the website. We got a video about the spells and effects that go with him.
Yep.
And they are currently already on the website. What else? We have ESL, thank you, Paris. It's going to be a $5,000 euro tournament.
Paris?
It's going to be held in Paris at a convention they have there. We'll talk about that more later.
Parlez-vous français?
Kind of a big thing. And then lately they announced that they're also going to be doing something in Poland for the Polish people about Smite with a tournament in hi-rez.
Yes, tribes. There will be Polish people in Poland, and there will be Smite, and there will be Smite, and there will be awesome. Euros because they're in the Eurozone.
It will be awesome. So that's pretty much what we wanted to get across in this first.
And our guests tonight.
Yes, our guests tonight are Ullew from. Wait, I'm not pointing at him.
No,
he's not there yet.
He will be there soon.
He will be there,
but he is not there yet.
Ullew from BL Gaming European. Euro, whatever.
Yes.
Of course, Lionheart and Alakite, who are
will be in those
awesome people.
Respective positions.
Right. Lionheart is of course his very awesome commentatoringness self.
And he is coming to you tonight from his polar cave.
Yes.
So don't worry, it's going to be awesome.
And there was a few more things I wanted to announce just in general.
Polar cave.
Yes, polar cave. Some of the things we would like to... We also want to know, did you guys want us to cover any other games? Because BL Gaming wants to, keep expanding and keep getting bigger and stuff. So
if you have
please leave us any information you would like us to cover in the forums. If you'd like us to get into this game or that game, or you think this is going to be awesome.
Or if you want to pay us to cover games for you, we're okay with that too.
Yes. BL Gaming does have a Minecraft server. It's mc.play.blgaming.com with the static port number. It's also on the forums. We have a Ventrilo server. If you are looking for places to play, you can always jump in there, and there's likely to find some people waiting to jump in.
And our Minecraft server is awesome, so you guys who like Legos in the digital world should check it out.
It's great because you can play with the Legos and not have to clean them up. That's my favorite part.
And children won't choke on them.
Right.
There's that, too.
That's also a big thing. And always, we're looking for dedicated staffers. We're going to be doing some big things soon, so if you would like to join in with us, PM me on the forums. That's the best way to do it, because I'm on the forums constantly. I have the most posts.
Like a bad meth habit.
That is like a bad meth habit. That is exactly it.
Unlike those good meth habits.
So what we're going to be talking about tonight, we're going to be talking about the WOGL starting soon. Of course, ESL Paris. We were actually arguing about it earlier, whether it's going to be overpowered lane comps, maybe just really good lane comps, good
lane comps, mediocre lane comps, bad lane comps. We can give you a bunch of those.
How to deal with them.
Bad lane comps in spades.
So, then we'll be doing our God review poll, where we'll ask you guys questions, ask you to jump in our poll, which I wonder if actually Tree Trunks is here to do that.
Oh, if he's not, well, we might do it. But we have giveaways.
Yes.
We have gem giveaways, so make sure to stay until the end, and you can get gems. Lots of gems, quite honestly. Many gods worth of gems. And many people will win. Several people will
gods
win.
worth of gems.
A few gods worth of
It's
gems.
400 gems. I mean, it's not like...
It's like 12 gods.
Okay, whatever. So,
Numbers.
Will go ahead and jump in with the rest of our guys here. We'll get their volume up to some reasonable level. And...
hopefully.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here they are. Welcome, guys. Say hello.
Yes, I
Don't
can
all
hear you.
yell at once. Say hello.
God.
Crickets, crickets, crickets.
Crickets.
All right. We have with us Lionheart from his polar base, Alakite with his swords and his archery range, and he used to have an accordion. And and Ullew is coming to us from Europe
With his game face.
With his game face, and it is the middle of the night there. So thank you for joining us. And I think there's hookers or something. Maybe
Very
that's-
likely.
Yeah.
It is Julie we're talking about
Yep.
here.
This is Ullew. So
The Rockstar life.
Yes,
Rockstar Life.
as Lionheart pointed out, Freya must have the most realistic
Cleavage
baby,
animations?
Yes, cleavage makers, cleavage makers, baby feeders ever.
Hey,
Thanks
just
for
saying.
calling me out on that. I just noticed that usually they're so unrealistic in video game design. She's not. She's
Well,
not.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
that's just-
her animations are great.
They're
Like,
very pretty. I
yeah,
will
they
stare
did
at them
a
lot.
really good job with her animation and her run. She actually runs like you would imagine a normal athletic human running.
It doesn't
I was
drive me
like,
insane.
What? This is reasonable? Whoa!
So somebody was arguing
The gaming world has ended.
They were raging the fact that Agni runs like he does, like he's all like. I was like, well, what else do you think he's gonna do with feet that are on fire?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus,
there's
he's
that.
gonna stay off of him as much as possible.
Those
So-
corns, man.
All right, holy crap!
Gout
I'm
like you would not believe.
So where should we start? I want to
We should start with this right over here. Freya.
Yeah.
Freya is our new god, our very awesome, fun to play god. If you guys have not played her,
Very
go
attractive god.
in the practice mode and play Freya.
You know, I should turn off the music. It's been like running this whole time.
Has it? I like the background. So, thank you guys for joining us. Have either of you three people, wonderful people above us, played Freya yet?
I got like one game in with her.
One game. Lionheart. How many games? 20.
Bunch of games this
Bunch
morning.
of
I
games.
didn't count, but we played for a few hours, and me and Chu were rotating every other game.
Sweet.
Very cool.
I like it. I like it. How'd you like her? How did you
Is she
enjoy
overpowered?
it? No. Maybe.
I'm
I'm
the
going to give you a
question was
maybe
actually-
on that. Lionheart, go.
I mean, I don't. I think it's too soon to evaluate whether she's overpowered or not. She hasn't been released long enough. But I think that
Absolutely.
she's a lot of fun to play. I don't
hell
see
yeah.
her being that strong in the middle lane. I haven't really gotten the chance to test that out, but it appears to me that with her ability to clear creep waves, she'd probably get pushed on a little too hard for the middle lane. But on the side lane, she seems pretty solid. There's a lot of room for flexibility right now in builds, depending on your playstyle and what you would prefer to prioritize. She definitely benefits greatly from attack speed, probably more than anybody else I've seen. And I also think that there's multiple ways you can build her skill order. A lot of people have one traditional skill order, and that's the way you have to build. And I'm not convinced that she has that. I've seen really good early on initiations with her 1 ability, and I've also seen people do extremely well maxing out her 2 ability first. So it'll be exciting to see her develop over the next week.
Yeah, I'm really, like, I played a few games with her. I'm like, wow, you can really do a lot of stuff.
So
All sorts of stuff.
for us that haven't had a chance to play her yet, what are her abilities exactly, and how do they best help?
Dead sexy.
Who would like to go over that?
Her 1 adds extra magical damage per hit. Her 2 gives her a ranged attack that does AoE damage and slows. Her 3 is like a little AoE stasis. It's pretty small, but it has a long range and it's pretty easy to land. But it holds the target up in the air for a few seconds and they can't do anything.
Which
You
But
is,
they
can't
can't be
attack
hit
them.
either, right?
yeah, they can't be hit.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
They just remove them from the battle for a few seconds.
Yeah, or it basically, it's like a 3-second stun where you can't actually hurt them. So if they're running away, you do it. Oh.
It's actually important to highlight the fact that with that ability, and I don't know if everybody knows this yet, but with both Banish and her ultimate, if there's a dot applied before that skill is used, that will still do damage,
Yes,
as well as
absolutely.
Zeus's ability to detonate can still do damage to you in those states. I don't know if that's intended or
Yeah.
not, but that is where it is currently.
I was gonna say, I wonder if that is intended, in fact.
Oh, and then
I'm
her ultimate,
fairly
she
certain-
flies up in the air and
Yeah,
shoots shots down.
I'm fairly certain it's intended because it doesn't say that she's invulnerable or that the other people are invulnerable, just that abilities don't affect them. So you wouldn't be able to apply new things to them, but old
yeah.
things should still exist in the world. So I think that's how it's going to go.
Could be
That's
a
my
good way to
guess.
like let Arachne's poison killer or
Yeah.
fire Agni fire.
I mean, just like Thor, when
etc.
he goes up in the air, I mean, you're not going to land anything on him, but doesn't mean you can't kill him. You know, like if you threw a tornado on him and he dies up there, it's rather amusing. But you know.
Interesting. We have some.
Well, it's a little different with Thor because when Thor goes up, once he's up, then he's invulnerable, right? If you applied it beforehand, then that's different. But I'm pretty sure when she's at least when she's in her ultimate flying, some abilities can still hit her even when she's flying. I haven't confirmed it, but I'm like 95% certain that I was playing against Zeus earlier today. I was flying in his ultimate and it was still hitting me, and I had to fly out.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that
Yet to be tested fully, but just throwing that out there for people who are curious, and maybe somebody else who's tested it a little bit more in chat can drop their knowledge bomb on us and let us know what they think.
Yes, absolutely. So,
Yuli.
yeah, Ullew, what do you think?
Game
Did you get to play her a lot today? Because I mean, you are European, and you do get like ample time to do all sorts of things because
I
you're
managed
European.
to pick her once, because people are insanely fast picking her before me. It's like crazy. So I played her one game and I went 2-12, and I felt like a mechanical retard. But and I was even laning with high rocket. We sucked, but I guess I still. But she has a lot of opportunities. It seems like the first champ you can actually do some hybrid with hybrid builds, and kind of go both ways. So kind of exciting. She reminds me a lot of Kale from League of Legends, having that spell that can put everything into a ranged attack and so on.
Yeah.
She kind of get invulnerable when she ults.
Yeah.
Exciting champion, I think.
Yeah. Especially the part where, so we went through her abilities, but we didn't mention her passive, which is brings 20% of her magic power into AD, so attack damage. So when you're building her tank, when you're building her damage with magic, you're also giving her physical attack power, which she scales rather impressively. And with her one, just it can be really harsh, really harsh. And I mean, it's like I played her today. I was like, this is one of those gods where you're gonna find guides, and they're gonna be like all over the place.
Yeah.
Like build this first, build this first, build this first, because you can do so many things with her, so many things. And they all seem moderately effective. I have a feeling within a few weeks, people are going to find some really, really good builds and some really terrible ones. So
That is the two options that they can find.
And incidentally, if they're looking for guides, they can go to bogaming.com. We have guides.
And she's already up on our guide system. Thank you, Rastarian.
Yeah.
What?
But I don't know. She's definitely fun though. I mean, like, this is one of the most fun releases I've had in a while, and she looks awesome with the colors and all the particle effects, and she goes up and flies. She can go through walls and stuff, which is actually pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty sure you can go through Ymir walls and on her pillars. I'm not sure what else you can go through in her ultimate, though.
Now she's blue.
Now
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has the ability to fly over most of the deployables by specific gods. I don't think she can fly over the environment, but I haven't actually tested it. That's just what I've been told.
Yeah, I've tried. It doesn't work.
Yeah, so
What
what
is
is
over
that?
Odin Spears?
I think it would be
Ymir
really
walls.
cool if she could fly over the environment. I mean, that would be neat.
Now she's an
I
orc.
was looking at the blue Freya.
Yeah.
Now she's an orc.
Now she's an orc Freya.
Yeah. I could
Nice.
totally do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yay for messing with settings.
But yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll definitely have to try her out this Saturday.
Freya is
It'll
green,
be fun.
Freya is blue. Funny things happen when you mess with the hue.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my god.
Kids don't
Wow.
think you're cool, right?
Harsh, dude. Harsh.
Oh.
I can sit here and think I'm cool all day. Doesn't mean I am.
And the new Ymir skin, refrigerator Ymir.
No, it's Tron Ymir.
Tron Ymir?
Yes, Tron Ymir.
Tron Ymir.
That's what I want to see him as. I want to see him turn into a bike and ride off.
That would be so
That
cool.
would make my day. That would make my day. So I want to ask, what skins would you guys like to see? Like, who do you think needs the most skinnage? Because we have, like, for instance, Ymir has 2 skins. There's some gods that have a few. But
some with
you know
none.
what? Who needs a skin and what should it be? So let us know in chat. And any of you guys have an opinion?
Yeah. Any of our
Apparently
panel
not.
of guys up here?
I
No.
have an opinion.
Oh, what is your opinion? I think Nude Freya is a good
Hebo
one.
needs a real skin.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. He needs Hebro, is what he needs.
He needs the Hebro skin immediately.
Yes, he
the
does.
problem I can see with that is they have to completely redo his animations because he normally oozes about on his water spout versus having actual legs.
I think he's just gonna like surf around on a surfboard.
Well, still, I mean, you totally have to redo the skin. It's not.
Yeah,
it's like, for instance, with Ymir, it should pretty much be the same animations, just a different skin. You know, there are a couple that have difference. Like, for instance, Sobek has that new pirate one where he's got all that extra stuff. So they had to obviously do that.
Yeah, yeah, which is a cool skin, by the way. So, did we want to go into any more skins?
No.
No, we're good.
Are we done with Freya then?
Sobek skin.
Sounds like we covered Freya. Go ahead, Yuli.
We could use a King Sobek skin,
King Sobek.
King Sobek.
Mhm.
Should he wear a crown?
of course.
Will
Ullew
they also name him Yuli?
Ullew gets one for free because he's King Sobek.
Exactly. That I wouldn't mind.
Yes.
And the little baby man needs a
Yes,
better skin.
Vamana.
Vamana. He needs his rapper Vamana skin.
Yes, he does. He needs to club some. He needs to make people kiss some curbs.
Yep. Curb stomp Vamana.
Yep. That's what we'll call him. So, moving right along.
So,
What has been the biggest thing of the thing that I've heard so much about this week is ESN dropping Smite from the tournament stuff. Their letter to the community basically summed it up and said that they just didn't get enough support from hi-rez, and so they were just not going to be allowed, or they were not going to be able to continue doing tournaments. So we researched a little bit, and we found out we did find out what exactly they got support with, because we wanted to try and be fair, so we wanted to give the hi-rez a little defense here too, which is we looked back at the videos and stuff like that and looked through what happened, etc. Hi-rez had somebody shoutcast their tournaments, contracted maybe, something like that. So it was streamed on the hi-rez channel. It was also put on the hi-rez patcher and in the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And hi-rez gave them gems to give out for the tournament prize.
what else do you need, guys? What else
That's
do you
all.
need?
So I mean, that's that. So you know, what do you guys have any complaints or any other comments or notice anything different about this that maybe needs to be discussed and laid out there?
Well, basically, I think what they were wanting was Spectator to make back, or I guess not make back, but
Fund the tournament with or something?
get tournament revenue from Spectator Mode, which I think they were unable to get, and that's why they were not so
Disappointed.
happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Lionheart, do you know anything specific?
You know, I left a lot of comments on there about what I thought, so I'll try to sum it up briefly. And for people who are
moderately briefly.
maybe more interested in what I think about what Esports Network has chosen to do in regard to Smite, you can visit that link that was posted in chat and read my comments there. But basically, my take on it is that they wanted access to Spectator Mode. They didn't get a reply right away. They didn't get any reply, actually, despite probably repeated attempts to contact hi-rez. And hi-rez is very busy, guys. There's a lot of people who have asked for Spectator Mode. They're trying to work on improving the game. They're trying to work on improving the community. And they probably get a lot of emails. So they didn't get a chance to respond. And for whatever reason, Esports Network decided that that means they should drop Smite. Esports Network is a pretty new organization from what I can tell. Smite was their first major game, it looked like, for tournaments, and so I'm a little sad that they chose to drop it. I think that it was premature. I think that there were other ways where they could have gotten the coverage. I mean, they were already getting the coverage as is. Their third tournament was probably the most covered Smite tournament in the entire community.
Yep.
So I think that they could have, they should have been more patient. I think they were upset that they didn't get immediately what they wanted, and they rushed to make a decision that I think was the wrong decision to make. So I don't know that that relationship is salvageable for them, but I hope that somebody else in the community will step up and start hosting weekly tournaments like they were trying to do there, because they were weekly tournaments with like no money behind it, and people still wanted to participate. So really, anybody, Joe Blow could start doing that, and I'm sure teams would sign up.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just an excuse to rate yourself against everybody else. So, you know, it's there's no money on the line. But the only
Hey, Brett,
the only
you're
thing
right.
I could see with the problem of weekly tournaments is there, you might have some teams that don't sign up because it's like, we just did this 3 weeks in a row now. We need to do something else this weekend. That's the only thing, but I don't think it should really matter. Enough teams should sign up that it shouldn't be a problem. Ullew, do you have an opinion on that whole thing?
I actually have an opinion. I think it's. I like the ESL tournament because it was like really well organized, well managed. Admins were always available for other questions or solving small issues, and it just worked out really well. So I think it's quite sad that ESL disappears this way. Whatever the reason may really be, or whatever. Because the last couple of weeks there hasn't been really a tournament, and it's kind of boring playing Smite for no reason. If you catch my drift on that one, like there's nothing to practice for that week.
Yeah.
So it would be cool if somebody would like host some more tournaments.
Yeah.
In the weekends where
Yeah, and
everybody's free.
yeah. It seems like since they dropped it, there hasn't been that many tournaments going on. But there are a bunch of tournaments that are going on that aren't online tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is kind of strange because the game's so new. We have the one in Paris for a €5,000 prize. It's split between first and second and third place, but first place gets €2,500, which is not an insubstantial sum.
Right.
And there's a few going on around college campuses. BLG is partnering with that. We'll be doing some stuff.
Yep.
You'll see stuff on our site later. There's some other ones on there. But there aren't as many online tournaments, minus the WOGL,
right?
Which should be starting very soonish, right?
Yes, it starts the 28th, I believe.
Yes, right before Halloween.
Yep, right before Halloween. That's Sunday? Is it 28th exactly? I have to double check. But yeah, it should be very interesting to see what the WOGL manages to pull out with all of this, because I mean they're asking a lot of time to be put into their tournament.
Which is fine.
Which is fine, but they do have a substantial payout.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm going to be quite interested to look at in the future when this tournament is done is actually finding out if people got paid. That's not from that. There's nothing to do with WOGL not paying for any reason that I think that might happen. But I know it has been a problem in other tournaments, like in StarCraft, where there were people like Idra and stuff like that who never got paid for playing in tournaments that they won.
Yeah.
And
we want to make sure that happens.
People try and make tournaments, so they make promises that they can't keep, and who pays for that in the end? The players. Well, I mean, I guess the players. All they did was sit around and play a game, but we can't look at it that way.
Yes.
So, yeah, pretty much. Do you guys have anything you want to say about the Paris and or Polish tournament?
Polish.
Ullew.
Yeah, good luck to the Polish guys who participated in the Polish-only tournament, I guess.
Yes, that has an undisclosed amount of prize money, but that's only a Polish tournament, basically.
Yeah, I don't. What I'm a bit unsatisfied with regarding the announcement on the ESL page is kind of lagging information on what's the real intention is and what's the actual address. Also be cool.
It's in Paris. Also, we won't tell you where to go though.
The Polish tournament kind of says between the lines it's only for Polish enthusiasts or whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess there's no reason to drive to Poland. But I think this weekend there's the qualifier for the Paris Games. So we're participating and hopefully we can get qualified for the Paris Games.
Yeah, the Paris games look cool. Paris Games Week. It ought to be a lot of fun. I mean, not only because if you qualify, you're going and you're in Paris, so whether you win or not, it's going to be a great time. So,
yes.
Hey,
either way, you get to go to Paris and have fun. If you like that country, I mean city.
Yeah, it's Paris. How can you not like Paris? They have baguettes. They're awesome. You ever had a baguette?
Nope. There's a lot of things I haven't had.
Baguettes, really good. Remember in high school when I used to carry around like a baguette with me?
Nope.
That was my snack in the morning. Oh, it was so cool.
Wait.
I'd come in because I worked at a bakery.
Loaf of bread?
Yeah, that was the giant loaf of bread. So I worked at a bakery, and I'd bring, I'd get leftover stuff
at home.
And I'd take to school like a whole baguette, baguette. So good. Just munching on it all day. Oh, so good. Alakite, type. Thank you.
Type.
Type. In
Can't
case you're
mute
wondering
anything.
where that's coming from,
It's
that
him.
is our man. He must have a mechanical keyboard
He
somewhere.
does.
Oh yeah.
He does. ESL, English is the second language. Yes. Stands for European Star League. Am I right? European Star League or Esports League? I'm pretty sure.
Don't ask me, man.
I suddenly forgot. I knew it.
I think
once
it's
upon a time.
esports something league, whatever. Does it matter? Like it's European.
Electronic
ESL,
Sports
whatever.
League. There we go.
Electronic
Now I hit
Sports
it.
League, of course.
Why is it so dirty? I always call it ESL because I always call it European Star League, just because it helps me keep it apart from the NASL, which is the North American Star League. So yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Star League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
It's
looking
very-
forward to. I'm assuming that Smite's going to be in the next season of NASL, just because Tribes was in the last one. Any opinion? You guys think it's going to be in it?
I think
I don't
so.
know, how do you get it in it? Like, do you just have to?
hi-rez
talk
talks
to
to NASL. That's pretty much it.
You
I mean,
know.
it doesn't really involve us too much that I know of.
Yeah. Back room, lots of smoke,
Yeah.
cigars, alcohol. You know, a little money
I
under
think-
the table here or there.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I've been in touch with a couple people from hi-rez, and they've been really vague with me, so I don't really know what's going on. But it sounds that the general atmosphere there is that they have some pretty big things planned for the esports community, and I don't know what the timeline is on those things. I mean, that could be way out, that could be in the near future. It's been extremely vague, the stuff that I've heard, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that was one of the things, or if they were looking at similar opportunities to kind of help this grow. Certainly they made spectator mode. I mean, we can just look at what they've done so far, and they made spectator mode a priority over other things like draft mode or other game features. They've really put a lot into spectator mode, which tells me, at least as an individual of the community, that they're very interested in pushing esports with this game, and they want to polish that and get that ready so that they can start then moving forward with promoting esports in other ways. That's just my personal opinion. Nobody said that to me from hi-rez. That's just what I think. But I think it's pretty, indicative of their desire to push the competitive scene to a new level.
Yes, I agree.
We need
I-
draft mode though.
No,
Really bad.
We do need draft mode. I agree.
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
and you don't. You do need it just to get some practice in, but you don't necessarily need it because you can do it manually in a tournament. So it's, I would say it's one of those things that's kind of on the, do we really need to make it a huge priority, or can we make it on a middle priority to where we want to get it done, but it's not an emergency.
Well,
emergency.
I'd
the
play
thing about
so
that
much.
is it really helps with balancing in the community because,
They self-balance.
well, it's because, like one god might be really strong, but not necessarily OP. Like, Guan Yu, he fits in like every team comp, but it's not that he's necessarily like
Really
destroying
good.
your entire team 5v1. It's just he fits in so well with every team in terms of initiating and healing and, all that stuff. So I think it'll help balance out the community and see what really is overpowered and what is, and plus if something's getting banned every single game, they're going to be like, oh, apparently something is wrong with this character.
Yeah. Or they just need to take a look at him to find out why people keep banning him, maybe. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and draft mode is more of a change directed towards, I think, ranked. You're still going to see normals with mirror matches and whatnot, but I think it would help improve the quality of play in ranked, and then help players that, maybe when they're not able to play with their team, still be practicing for a tournament type setting where there's not, Sobek Cupid in the right lane for every team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soviet Cupid every game.
Yeah.
And also
So,
there's some certain people who need to learn more than one god. I think it would be really helpful for them.
yes. Yeah, that would. I guess. Do you think that would actually take some people down from certain skill levels of, like that their ELO right now could be inflated because they always get that god that they're really good at. It never gets banned out, so they're not forced to learn anything else.
It happened in League 2 that some guy, he would play one guard to like, let's say he can play one guard to 3k elo, and
Yes.
he does it really well every time. But as
Carthus.
soon as he takes a different guard, and then one single guard, he has no idea what to do.
Yes,
he doesn't know what roles to do and what the skills can do, and like totally blown out.
Yes, I do believe his name was Phantom Lord, and he was on our show once upon a time ago. He was a very big fan of Karthus.
Yep, and it was.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't
thought you
know
were talking
anything
about,
about that.
I thought we were talking
Ego
about the Kennen
Ignacio.
guy. Yeah, Ego Ignacio, the
Ignacio's
Kennen
the
guy.
Kennen guy.
Yeah, there were several people like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can they got their name out there though, so they got a little E fame out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
if you can do it, do it.
Yeah, and that brings us a great segue into one of our other topics of powerful lane compositions.
I was gonna go over the patch notes a little bit. It's just
It was a perfect segue.
okay, fine.
though.
We'll jump right into that.
Perfect segue.
I ruined it.
It was like golden, like carpet. Even
ruined-
I'm not sure how that works, but
Yes.
you know. But yeah, so
Speaking
strong-
of Sobek and Cupid.
speaking of
let's
Sobek
start
and
off with the
Cupid,
God lane. Sobek
Yes.
Cupid.
Yeah.
I know. I'm excited. So, we have our panel of awesome players right above us and mediocre players right down here.
Right.
And so we want to know from you guys, what do you consider a good strong lane composition? Everybody, I shouldn't say everyone. Many people already acknowledge Sobek Cupid as very, very strong. So
Why is Sobek Cupid very,
why?
very strong?
Tell us.
Well, let's see. One, it has double sustain. They both have a way to regen health and mana, so, you know, even if you get them down, hello, we just regen everything. Then they have insane amounts of CC. They can fling you back, slow/stun you, then knock you back again, then slow you some more, and, you know, just keep CCing you forever.
So now, was that addressed with the lack of slowing with the Heart Bomb now after the patch? Do you think?
Not really.
It'll
Because
help,
what
but-
happens is... Sorry.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Ullew.
I was just saying. Yeah, you can go.
Okay, my turn then. What happens like what happens is like you fling somebody and you fling him all over your creep. So Cupid has a 100% unless he's really insanely bad at the game on landing the heart bomb on your face, and then you're stunned. And when that stun stops, you get knocked up into the air, and everybody's just gonna shit on you until you die. And that's basically what happens every time, unless you're against some people who are playing the game for a while and just know get the fuck back and sit it out until level 5. So that's what happened in that lane.
Okay. Lionheart, do
I
you
don't
have
know.
any other? Or,
Sorry.
go ahead, Alec. What were you
I
gonna
just
say?
feel like saying I don't know what you're gonna do at level 5. Then they have a mesmerize / infinite slow that regens mana. So
Yep, it's harsh. Harsh.
But yeah, the sustain is also a very valid point.
Yeah.
So, but it's just such a bully lane.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Lionheart, do you have any more opinions on that hasn't already been addressed?
I mean, it's just, you know, the sustain was already mentioned. There's a lot of sustain in that lane, which makes it particularly deadly. Although I think the sustain is more of a problem. I mean, yes, Sobek has some sustain, but I think more the problematic sustain comes from Cupid rather than Sobek. But I also think that, you know, a lot of people, they focus on this lane and they focus on Cupid and say, nerf Cupid, nerf Cupid, nerf Cupid. And I think Cupid definitely has a lot of utility with him, but I think people kind of overlook what Sobek's bringing to the lane, because I don't think the lane would be as strong without Sobek. And I think that Sobek has some things in his kit that make him have a very obnoxious laning phase to deal with.
Yeah.
You can pair him with Honor, and Honor can be pretty strong with him also. So I think that I like that everyone in the community is focusing on Cupid, but I think that once he gets his, so to speak, people need to take a peek at Sobek again.
But the
That's
only thing
all I'm going to say.
the
on
only thing
that.
I see with Sobek is he's kind of like in the position Guan Yu is, where he's really strong because of the CC, but it's not like he's, you know, blatantly overpowered. I think he, you know, was pretty overpowered earlier, but now he just does CC. He doesn't do that much damage like he used to do. So, you know, it's really hard to nerf him without really touching his kit. You'd have to rework a lot of his kit to balance him, I think, or at least, you know, to put him in that position. But, you know.
Yeah.
No, but it's like,
I agree. I agree with that.
I don't think Sobek in itself is like such a problem, because when you're Sobek, there's also guards you don't want to throw, because then you save people a leap. You don't want to throw the monkey into your team's face at level 5, because, okay, I'm going to ult everybody, and thanks for the help, bro. Then I'm going to jump away, or I don't want to fling a Guan into my team, or like other certain guards. So it's not like, it's like, I think it's really the comp that's such a... I don't mind the enemy team getting a Cupid or a Sobek, but I mind a team getting both. Because I just know what's going to happen in that lane. There's like really no answer to it unless you have Monkey Guan on the other lane, but they would still have to be sitting back until level 5, because that's when their lane really shines.
Interesting. What other
What other
lane-
lane comps do we have?
lane comps that would be extremely strong? Like, would like an Arachne Cupid be just as stupidly strong, or is there something particular that Sobek bring that Arachne Arachne doesn't like. I mean, I know Sobek can throw it behind him, and then he can tail whip him, which might be the kicker after the pull.
See, the difference is, though, that Sobek gets his fling much earlier on, so he can sit there from
This is
level
true.
1, basically, you know, threatening you with a zoning tool that if you get flung into creeps, you're going to get huge damage, so you do not want to take that. But Arachne, you know, she's pretty deadly, but until she gets her 5, she can't really efficiently get on you unless the other, you know,
Very true. Very true.
laner is really strong. Like, Sobek, Arachne can be pretty good, but...
Yeah, and she's also got the long cooldown compared to Sobek's fling, which is 6 seconds.
Yeah,
something like
and
that.
another
8.
interesting thing about Sobek's fling is it is a directional fling. If they're running towards you and you're moving towards them and you fling, they're gonna kind of go just up a little and then back down. If they're running away from you and you're running at them and you fling and you hit them, they're gonna go flying a lot farther. So, just so all of you know that. So because if they're just standing there and you're right there and you fling them and you go like no distance and you get hit by creeps and Cupid's there and bad things happen. As Ullew, I believe, they say shat all over you, something like that, right, Ullew? No.
While we were
Thanks for the backup there, man.
Yeah, no problem.
While we were on the topic of Arachne, I think Agni Arachne is a pretty strong lane that we're seeing starting to break out. The level 2 damage there is pretty good. You can have Agni stun the opponent, and that gives Arachne time to get off 2 auto attacks and then silence the opponent so that they can't escape. And depending on how close they were to the creep wave, you might be able to get creep aggro to pick up onto them as well. So it's it can be pretty deadly. I think it might be overlooked right now, but we'll see if that's able to play out. I mean, there's a lot of complaints about Arachne in terms of her lack of escapes in team fights, and now that her eggs can no longer detect wards, that might play into that also. But yeah, that's something that that I've seen teams practicing, and it's been very strong.
Interesting.
Very.
I like it. I like it. So, who else?
Maybe a Ymir on her. I've seen people saying that's rather strong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ymir on her pretty strong. You can, you know, I think as Lionheart was saying earlier, you basically have 3 engages, even if they jump away from you when you know, the most frequent one I see is wall in to try and stun with either Ymir or on her, depending on who's closer, and then following it up with damage / CC. But the fact is, you have 3 engages if you do pillar, spear, wall into stun, or stun with Ymir. So you have tons of ways to follow it up. Even if they use their jump, they're basically zoned for the next 10 seconds until their jump is back up. So.
Yeah.
That lane is a nightmare to me. I've seen that lane run a lot, and it's been really strong lately. I've seen it do well against multiple teams. I've had the experience of going against it and having it do well against me. The one combo that I was able to beat that lane with was Ares Hebo in the left lane, with Hebo having blue buff. And I honestly think that the one time we were able to beat that lane comp with that was because they made a mistake and we were able to catch back up. They actually got 3 kills in the lane before we were able to take the lane back.
Wow.
So,
That's harsh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. After I get that frog in my throat.
Frogs are delicious.
They are. They are.
It's true.
So, anybody else? Well, I mean, I guess that about covers it for most things we want to talk about lane comp wise. Yes.
Yeah. Did anybody have anything?
Anything we
Specific.
majorly missed?
Anything specific?
I don't think that lane comp is as strong as maybe the other says, but it kind of be like a personal preference or how it feels compared to the champion you have.
Yeah.
Because I think mechanically pulling off a wall and then follow up by a stun, it needs like really good communication between Danher and Ymir, and also it's hard to pull off against most champs because if they have a leap or a dash, it's like you see a wall and then you do something.
Yeah. I mean, a lot
It's
of
kind
it.
of like a warning signal for you. So if I play an Agni and I see a wall, I just dash away and there's no stun in my face. So I don't see the big problem. Just need to like pick out of it. There's like different comps I would rather prefer, but I think it's people run with what they think works, and I think if you probably, yeah, if you run it in a long time and really like perfect it, and really are quick on the reflexes, yeah, maybe it is like insanely strong.
Yeah. It's
I haven't
probably
seen
a
it
lot
yet though myself, but maybe I'll get surprised someday.
of. You heard that the challenge has been thrown out there. Get Ullew with the lane comp he cannot beat.
Yeah, smoke me with that Yumiya Wall and N here, and you'll have my respect, bros.
Yeah, that would be quite good. Well, cool. Let's go ahead and get on to our next things that we wanted to discuss.
On to the next thing.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We already talked about WOGL. We already talked about Paris.
We could
We're
talk
gonna go
about
pretty
a something about Horde. Horde mode.
Oh yeah,
There is a
Not-
not
Yeah,
Horde mode.
not Horde
So
mode.
I asked hi-rez what do they want the community to talk about, and so they responded and they said, "Get people to speculate on not Horde mode. What is it, and what do you think it does?"
yeah, not
And it's
Horde
Horde
mode.
mode, like HORDE, like the Horde and Alliance and Horde,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like what you're thinking, because that would be pretty fun. I mean,
Oh,
granted, it'd probably have to raise the age
Yeah,
rating
yeah,
to
yeah.
above 18.
It'd be MA for
Yeah, mature
the
audience.
game rating of
It would be that for that Horde mode.
Horde
Freya's
mode.
secret skin.
Wow. That's when
Oh.
you can pick all Freyas.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh.
Horde mode, all Freyas. You heard it here, beyond the rift.
I'm not even going to say his name, Pounds. Because it's like it's some sort of creepy synergy here with plus 18 topics. No creeps, arena style map. Maybe they're going to redo the whole map to where there's no walls or anything, or maybe there's just like a couple walls and you have no creeps and it's just strictly an arena. That would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
It'd be like a, almost all random or all pick all mid.
See, when they say no Horde mode, and I'm like, you want us to speculate on a negative? What? I mean,
That's what confuses me. And like on their test client, right? Like if I don't know if anybody ever like pays attention to these things. Maybe I'm just a nerd, but when Bart's getting ready for those Joust games or the internal like Freya games, you actually notice there's like a bunch of game modes listed there that we don't have, and one of them was Horde mode. So maybe they're like trolling us and not, like they're like speculate what we're not going to give you because that's exactly what we're going to give you. I don't know.
Well, then what would
It'd
you
be
guys think would be
interesting.
an amazing game mode that is not currently in the system? Like, what would you guys like possibly? And for you guys, you can't read
APAM?
that. Yes, APAM,
Just
of
saying.
course. And for
I
you
mean,
guys who
yeah.
are watching the show, please do call us and up on Perfect Rain here and let us know what you think
not Horde mode.
not Horde mode is,
Not
or
Horde mode.
what would be the best, most awesome game mode besides the 5v5 and Joust? PvE Smite?
PvE
Maybe?
Smite. I mean,
No?
APAM or ARAM, depending on your point of view. PvE
Bots?
Smite. I mean, what would they?
Mm.
Not Horde mode. So we're gonna speculate on negative. So we're trying to figure out what something isn't that might be.
Two-man Jousts? Just lane on lane action?
This is my thinking phase.
5 Minotaurs.
5
Nice.
Minotaurs. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
No creeps, all Minotaurs all the time.
Just
Followed by-
Minotaurs laning.
Yes, with its Minotaurs going through the lane with Fire Giants every minute or so, like the ogres do now.
That just reminded me of when all the auras stacked and we ended up buying 5 Witch Stones. And you could get the Fire Giant / Minotaur to attacking like once every 2 seconds or so. With it, it was pretty entertaining to do.
Interesting.
Yeah. So not Horde mode.
Yeah. Oh,
Would that be our current mode? Not Horde mode? What is this? Speculate on negative. Really, guys?
Capture the
Really?
flag. Come
Capture
on.
the flag.
Capture the flag.
Oh my
yes.
God.
So smooth, man.
Tribes Ascend meets Smite.
Yeah.
Godspeed increase to like 1,000 running around.
Thor
I don't
first.
know why.
What up, brother man?
Yeah.
We have a caller. His name is Matt.
Matt.
How are you doing, Matt?
Yep. I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. What about you?
Pretty
Doing
good.
pretty
You sound
good.
very excited, which
Doing
I'm
pretty
glad.
good.
I'm pumped right now, man.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
Horde Mode.
What's not Horde Mode, yo?
Huh?
What?
What? What's not
What's
Horde Mode?
not Horde Mode? Not Horde Mode. Go.
You don't have a thing under your so you're bashing.
I'm lost right now.
We told you to call up and tell us what you thought not Horde Mode was.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
I'm confused.
I think it's some kind of potion. It's definitely some kind of potion, including snape grass and like a desert worm or something.
Awesome.
Am I right? Like, come on, this is quality information. You're
Quality
learning.
information.
It is. Without that, we could never win.
Like, you just need a log and just light it up and you just start increasing levels.
This is very true. It is very true.
Okay, so what was your original question?
There wasn't one.
I think that was it.
Okay.
Yep.
Not Horde Mode. All right. It's a potion.
Cool.
I'm glad people are so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
He
I mean,
apparently
that was
did
very
not have a
inventive.
log.
They really,
He
Wow.
couldn't have had a log because that was far too much energy.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome, though. You guys can call us up.
Can I kind of ask a question?
What?
Why would hi-rez start working on different modes for the game? It's like, why not?
See, this is where it comes down to the what do people do all day. You have the skin people make skins all day. That's why you get new skins every few weeks because they don't have anything else they can do. They're not programmers. They're not balancers. They make skins. They draw pictures and they make skins. So maybe the people that actually do the game modes are sitting there doing nothing, and they need something to do, so they make a new game
How
mode.
about working on draft mode?
But maybe
Just
they
a
can't do
great
that.
idea.
Maybe the specific people that can, know how to make a game mode might not have any idea what the coding is for draft. They know how to work the map. They know how to do, what's the word? Triggers and points, stuff on the map that you can actually modify and make the map do different things. But that is completely different knowledge than making a draft mode that's not inside the map. It's outside. It's in the the user interface. It's in all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with the map in general. So it might just be those guys are sitting there with the map going, should we do now?
But you shouldn't design something based on, okay, we have a bunch of people over here that has nothing to do. So either you fire them or you find something like a relevant thing to do.
So you're just going to
That's how you
no
run a company, I'm
retraining.
sorry.
Fire!
No, no,
Fire!
No, you're not going to learn how to do
you
anything
got
else.
your job, go find work at Microsoft or something weird, and get some guys in who can make like draft mode in a week. You can get some scholar guys or whatever.
Okay.
All right.
So
Just a weird idea. I
basically,
don't know.
from what I understand, basically a lot of people have been asking about other modes. I mean, the intent of Smite is to combine kind of the whole MOBA slash what do you call it?
Third person.
MMO or not MMO, whatever it's called.
Arena?
Yeah, MMOs, I guess. Whatever, like World of Warcraft type
Really?
stuff. I can't remember the name.
I don't think that's
But,
what you were looking for.
I thought they were trying to combine, or not combine it, but pull from every whatever
Yeah.
Genre.
pull from all the genres. So putting in both a whole bunch of different game modes will attract more people from the different genres. It'll attract some people, the people that are asking for it will be happy. It'll give people that play MOBAs mainly to play, or give them something else to play.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll give
It's a good way of
PvE
kind of reach
people
out to
something
everybody.
relate to.
If you can get more people to be attracted to the game in general, then maybe they'll see that 5v5 mode and be like, ooh, I'll try that too, while I still enjoy my regular mode that I'm more comfortable with. So we do have... I'm not even going to try the name again, because I always screw it up.
It's okay. I told you could just call me Baz.
All right, then.
Good.
All right, Baz, what is your...
There you go. It's simple. But the other caller, I'm sure, was smoking a ton of weed and had no idea what he was doing.
Exactly.
That's
It was
all right.
just like, what? At first, I thought he was like going to make a Harry Potter joke, and then it didn't actually turn to that. So I was like, oh, okay. My guess on Horde Mode is it's going to be just a bunch of creeps coming at you, and you're just going to kill things and kind of like defend your tower or something.
So
Kinda
then what's
like
not
Dungeon
Horde Mode?
Defenders, if you guys have ever played that game.
The what?
Because usually a Horde Mode is just a bunch of things coming at you endlessly until either your base dies or you and your partner dies.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you have
that's
to survive
my
waves
thought.
of creep.
Yeah.
Al Kwong win.
Progressively
Go.
getting stronger creeps, probably.
Yeah.
Like tower
Mhm.
defense, basically.
Get your Heartseekers, bros.
Get
Yep.
your Fatalis. Kill them faster.
Mm-hmm. So what would not Horde mode be?
Yeah.
What we have now? I mean,
Maybe like a reverse of what Smite actually is. Like
We are the
start
creeps.
at level 20, and then every time you gain experience, you go down a level, and then eventually everyone's level 1, and the creeps like gain levels. I have no idea.
I found the answer. We are the creeps.
Yep.
We are the creeps. You
That's
get to
totally
spawn every
cool.
minute.
you spawn, you run to the tower, you have set abilities.
Yep. You follow your AI god into battle.
Other players kill you, and you respawn.
So like if you're like a Roman Ranger, do you get to be OP?
yeah.
Okay.
Do you get to buy armor?
Roman range plus on her skills. Oh,
Right.
yes.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking. Balloon tower defense.
Balloon tower defense.
I
Brother
really
plays
like
that.
a mode that's just like 10 people or like 10 people on each side just in a field with level 8 or level 20 with infinite gold. I think that'd be really cool. Just a huge open area.
Yeah, just build out what you want and go at it.
Just like giant battles.
It'd basically be Guild Wars, wouldn't it?
I guess. I guess. You wanna
Not
think
Horde
about
mode,
that.
Guild Wars. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, thank you very much for your call, Baz.
No problem, guys.
Later, man. Thank you for your call.
Yeah.
All right,
Not
so
Horde mode equals
not Horde
banana.
mode. So that I can't wait to see what
Find out what that
hi-rez
is.
comes back at us, and they're like, no, we meant Horde mode.
No,
Not-
I have the log. Well, I can't bring it up now because it's in the chat here.
Right,
but
right.
I have the log. He says, "What is not Horde mode?"
What is not Horde mode? All right, interesting. What is next on our list, sir?
What do
What do we
next on our
have? What
list
do we
of things
have?
to do? What have we not already covered?
Hmm.
We've kind of run right through it
Lionheart.
today. Ironically,
Have we covered Lionheart?
we covered Lionheart.
Yes.
Lionheart. What's been
Lionheart.
going on with you anyway?
Yeah.
Are you casting lately? You doing a lot of stuff for you?
Yeah, I'm not putting you on the spot or anything.
Not much really to cast lately. Just because there haven't been any tournaments going down. I've been picking on teams scrimming. Most of the casting I've been doing has been with Bart on the hi-rez stream. Although that's kind of shaky because right now a lot of players have been focusing more on scrims and not really playing ranked. So a lot of the like top-rated ranked games have like new players that I've never seen before in each game, so they can be really unpredictable. You can get a game that's like really good, what you would expect. You can get a game that looks like a complete pub, which is kind of what we had today actually, where the builds were just crazy and people are just kind of messing around. It's very like not organized. So I mean, outside of that casting, I haven't really done much. I'm kind of looking for tournaments to start getting going again, or for teams maybe to set arranged scrims that I can cast. And part of that is me needing to reach out more maybe to the team captains and getting those schedules, because I know the scrims are going on. I just haven't been casting all of them. It's like a delicate balance because teams want privacy scrimming. They don't want their strategies to get out. But at the same time, the coverage is good for the community and gets people excited.
Yeah.
So it's kind of at a standstill right now just because, again, of the lack of tournaments. Really, the only casting I've been able to actively do, again, was with hi-rez Bart on the stream, on his stream. But I'm hoping that with WOGL right around the corner and other tournaments that I know are maybe in the works, that's going to pick up.
Nice.
Well, good.
Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah,
I'm rather happy about that. How about yourself?
I am good.
Yes.
I'm good.
So Lionheart, what did you think of not Horde mode?
So I think not Horde mode is actually... I really think that they're trolling us. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's going to be Horde mode. But what I think it's going to be is... So I don't know if people realize that hi-rez was working on this, because it really never got a lot of PR. It was only on the forums, so if you don't read the forums, you wouldn't really know. But they were actually working on a casual mode a while back to teach new players how to play a MOBA, and I think their goal with this is to kind of avoid the situation where you're playing, let's say, a normal game, and you get somebody who's like no idea what they're doing. dying like 8 times. Can't figure out why you're mad at them. They think it's crazy that you're this upset that they've died 8 times. It's only 8 deaths. They were working on like a casual mode, and they scrapped it. I don't know if they scrapped it permanently, but they at least canceled its launch. Like, they were like, we're gonna launch it next patch, and then it never came. And I wonder if this is like maybe the alternative is like a horde mode where it's 5 of you working together against non-player units. AI-controlled units to get you familiar with the game and teamwork and using your abilities, and maybe it'll be against a team of Manticores. I don't know, but I think that maybe that's what we might be seeing in development.
So bot mode, basically.
Yeah, basically.
That'd be good. That would be very good, because that would hopefully keep a lot of the people who, have no idea what they're doing out of the games and keeping people from raging.
Until they do have a good idea of what
at least until they think they have a good idea of what they're doing, and then they're going to come in and yell at you for doing the right thing, and they think it's wrong.
Yeah, and I think if they're going to do a mode like that, they're going to have to make it slightly interesting. Because, I mean, everybody, all sorts of games have just bot modes. You just fight, stupid AI opponents. And if they're going to call it something like Horde Mode, I'm expecting something cool. Like just crazy numbers of waves of enemies, or
20 beers.
Yeah, 20 beers, or...
Yeah.
Or things come at you in waves, or you have to work towards the objective. Who knows? I mean, they could do a lot of things because they have a skill shot-oriented game. They can do a lot more than LoL could because I guess their game's just designed that way. So it could be really cool. It could suck.
It would be really interesting if they had, like, the bots, say the... like the creeps coming down. If you did a horde mode that was actually horde mode, you had the creeps coming down, and then every once in a while they stopped and did, like, a juke. So you actually have to stop and aim. And so, I mean, it could be they stop and dance, or maybe they stop and juke. And so you're just like, I'm going to clear this wave, and you go like, bew, and then they're all like, whoop! What? That would be the best thing you could do. I want that ability, hi-rez. I want the ability to where I cast juke on my creeps for 5 seconds. All of my creeps juke for 5 seconds. They just randomly jump back and forth while going down the lane. That's it. That's it right there. I have a winner.
I feel like you could put instead of that, you can make one of the teams, the gods, and then the other team controls the bots and can shoot kind of you put money into them and you're trying to get the bots to the enemy base, and you can tell them commands juke it out, or send a minotaur down the lane, or cool stuff like that. That'd actually be kind of cool.
Yes, I agree.
2,000 gold to send the minotaur down the lane.
Then we'd be playing Super Monday Night Combat.
Yeah.
Jackpots. Oh, yes. Yes. So, on that note, when it comes to abilities, what did you guys think of these 2 new abilities with the, basically, invulnerability on your structures? And that is only for structures, right? Not for the Minotaur. Am I right?
No.
Okay. And then the attack speed fire increase, which I think may involve the Minotaur attacking faster?
And it focuses the gods. That's really the important thing about the attack speed thing. It'd be useless otherwise. Really, who cares?
Yeah.
But
Well, basically they suck. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily that they're bad. It's just that you have 2 item slots, and late game they become near useless.
Okay. So it's only towers and phoenixes on both. I got clarification for that. Thank you. Alakite, you fail for not telling me that.
Oh, well, I didn't want to buy it. It sucks.
Yeah, so my question is, I saw this and I'm like, okay, that would be cool early game, but it's 5-minute cooldown, which means if you use it every time it's up, early game you're gonna use it twice. Maybe 3 times. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you could use it 4 times in the whole game if you casted it as soon as it was up, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on how lots of these games run.
And it takes an ability spot, which is a lot.
That's 2.
Yeah, and it's a whole team thing. I'm like, 5 minutes is a bit much.
It's a global team cooldown,
3
so if
minutes
one
might
person
be a bit
uses it, nobody else
better.
can.
Yeah, 3 minutes might be a bit more reasonable, but it might be a bit strong.
Yeah.
League of Legends had this ability, but I think they even removed it now because
Pretty
people
sure they
only
did.
used
Yeah, the
control
one
it.
where you could make all the towers invulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a certain
Fortify.
amount, like a
Yeah,
couple of seconds.
fortify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah. I mean, it was removed from League of Legends because it wasn't a good use of a slot for summoner spells. This game follows the same kind of mechanic of summoner spells that you only have 2. They're ability items. You can purchase them later, so you get a little bit more flexibility. But you can't really put something like that in the slot. So I think that both of these are. I mean, they're interesting, but I think they were like released first as like safe releases. I'm hoping that they have more abilities in store. You know, like when Shadow Control first announced on the forum that they were working on new abilities, and there was the portal ability that was discussed. You know, like something like that. Something like that's like exciting to me. Like that's like something that could take up an ability slot. Like, am I saying add the portal ability? No, I have no idea what the portal ability is. I mean, he kind of explained it, but I don't know. I don't even know if they're looking at it anymore. So a lot of people panicked when they announced that. But I mean, like, I would much rather have abilities that have use and then maybe have them adjusted later than new abilities that are added and it's like just pretty obvious that most people aren't interested in them right off the bat.
Yeah.
I think that like I don't know. I just like I don't know. I think they're just trying to be safe. I honestly think that they got some negative feedback off of adding new abilities into the game, and so they wanted to make sure that the first couple ones they released were safe. They weren't going to be ridiculous, and just see how they did, and then maybe they have more in store. That's what I'm hoping for, because I have to agree with the with everybody else on the panel tonight that these two abilities are really lackluster in comparison to other abilities. I just don't see why you would ever pick them up.
Yeah. Unless you're about to lose and you're dead, and so you want to buy that Fortify real quick and cast it and hope your Phoenix will stay alive for that extra 6 seconds for your first guy to get up.
Yeah.
You know, that's about the only good use I could see of that.
Yeah, like I said, early game would be really nice, but right after that,
yeah, it would only be good if you could get rid of it after early game. But they should just let
ability
you
disappears after 25-minute mark.
Yeah, they should just. I wonder if it'd be interesting to throw in an option in the game to where there's like a switch in the actual like pool area that you can spend 200 gold and fortify your towers or something like that, versus having you take up a whole ability slot, or maybe it costs 500 or 600, something like that. So, you could say for that I want to fortify him for 6 seconds right now, or maybe you could do it incrementally by time. 2,000, 4,000 gold to fortify him for an entire 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah, and I mean, those are those abilities, so... We'll see how they come out. I mean... Yeah, lackluster. I'm with our guys here. Especially Ullew. Definitely lackluster.
I'm also cool.
All right.
So now you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Look at that game face. Game face. The whole time, he hasn't even moved. I don't know how he does it.
We don't move a lot in Europe.
Yeah. No, you don't. Very sedentary, you guys are. So, yep, I think that about wraps up our stuff tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Check out the patch notes on our website, blgaming.com. You can see it down there in the corner. Also, we have posts about the next upcoming god. We have skins. Go check out all that other stuff. We have our awesome animation here.
Yep. Which is so cool. Yep.
I'm a big fan. And check out guides, blgaming.com. Good stuff. Our BLGEU team, BLGNA guys are awesome. Thank you guys. So, did you got any of our wonderful panel closing thoughts? Don't go for it.
Go for it, Alkite. You wanted to rant some earlier.
Yeah,
you said something about that. Rant now. You have the time. Let's go.
Spear OP.
Yes, Spear.
I still hate that item. The 200 gold increase did not. I don't think it's going to do, or, I guess we really haven't had a chance to test it out that much, but it doesn't really do anything. It's still really blatantly must buy.
Yeah.
And, well, that in combination with Voidstone, I don't know, I hate it.
How do you
It needs to go
combo
away.
with Voidstone? You just...
Well, it's because, it basically allows you to true damage at 60 penetration, plus it gives you 300 health and 60 magic penetration. So it's basically, buy those two items and everything you have is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of those changes in the last patch. A lot of people were like, we agreed it was strong. We're not entirely sure why you chose this route to go for it. But, whatever. We'll see how it goes in the future.
Yep.
How about you, Ullew? Did you have any closing words of wisdom for our guest?
I found it a bit interesting when Demon said, like, hi-rez has this group of people that works on this, and a group of people sitting and working on this, and so on. But then the people who are working on like getting more gods rolling and getting like draft mode and kind of these essential things.
Right.
That could be calling them and fixing the rank ladder and all the things that just makes it that much of a better game. They must be insanely understaffed.
Well, they're probably very busy bug fixing. Like, I'm sure they... A, I'm sure it's hard to find really good programmers. B, you have to train them on all the stuff that they need to learn for this game. C, it's that whole mess of going into somebody else's code trying to figure something out. So you try and keep that staff as minimal as possible so they know exactly what they're looking for when they go to find it. And what am I on? D.
Alphabet fail.
Yes, alphabet fail. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
ESL,
You know.
English is a second language.
Yes, English is my second language. American is my first. Pretty much, you know, you gotta be lenient with them because you're gonna have to spend a lot of money to get a really good programmer to want to join your crew that is, you know, maybe 3 or 4 big, and then you're taking a huge risk by bringing them on, and then you're gonna have to train them on all this stuff, and it's just can be a really, really, really big risk if you're just trying to add new game mode when you could say, hold on, let me fix some more bugs, and I'll get to that. Hold on, keep calm, and it also it's in beta. So it's in beta. Continue.
Sure. It's not like I'm throwing
hi-rez under the bus.
I don't know what a good word for it is, but I'm not trying to blame hi-rez for doing bad things and not. But it's like you put in a rank mode and it's been like there's so many obvious issues with it and the way it is. So I would really like to see like even hi-rez announces what is the plan. We think in a 4 weeks period we're gonna accomplish this and this and rank mode is going to look like this. Next time we reset it, and we're going to do it at this date. So we have something to look forward to. Now it's like we sit and we game it, and like, but nobody's taking it serious anymore because it's kind of a lot of people into it because they inflated Elo and so on.
But you can't do that because, I mean, if we look back, I find it annoying referencing League of Legends, but looking at what they did, how they announced, you know, like Magma Chamber, you know, if you're around for League of Legends, they announced that, and it never happened, and then the entire community is disappointed, and you just don't want to release things, and, you know, you can't do it later, so, or you fail to do it on time, or it's late, or something like that, and the entire community gets disappointed at you, and it's like, oh, you're so bad, and so, you know, you don't want to have that happen.
Yeah, it was
also part of the problem with League, right? Was they announced Magma Chamber and then didn't say anything about Dominion, and then all of a sudden one day it was like, well, we decided we didn't want to do Magma Chamber. We're giving you this Dominion map instead. Like they could have been more transparent, I think. But but I agree that you have to be careful saying what you're going to do because people overreact. I mean, look at the forums, dude. Look how much people overreact when they talked about the portal ability. Look how much people overreact over the most recent Cupid nerf. I mean, there's some serious like. If they release too much, dude, people go crazy. I mean, it's like it's actually kind of surprising to me how much people are willing to judge something before experiencing it. And I think that maybe that's why they're a little bit more shy with their PR than perhaps they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really delicate thing to tread.
I think it comes down to how you communicate things because, we keep saying League, but they made a fucking good game. It's an insanely good MOBA, and they definitely learn from what happened in the past. They do now. So what they do now is like they release a video every time they release a patch saying, okay, these are some of the big things, and we did it because of this and this and this. So when you know the reason why, it's kind of more like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense because I didn't think about that. But hi-rez don't do that. They just nerf, okay, we're getting this small nerf, and we're sitting here and discussing, okay, why the hell did you only put 200 gold on top of Spear of the Magus? Because hi-rez never communicated. Why did they do that? Did they just read a random thread, or did they actually have an idea? Yeah, it's probably a bit OP, but we think we're gonna run with this. And
I want to say, didn't hi-rez do something like that at the first few patches, where they would kind of explain? What...
I have no idea. I don't remember.
I
don't remember it.
Maybe I'm confusing it with League in that regard, but yeah, I mean that would be really cool if hi-rez would do that, where they release the patch notes and then maybe just a really quick 1-line, 2-line summary of we did this because. We nerfed Cupid's Heart Bomb because we see that his statistic says he's got, 80% kill ratio using Heart Bomb, and we don't think it should be that high. Whatever. Just some sort of statistic or number, that informs us as to why they changed something. So
it's just a thought, and also maybe be have more communication on what the actual future plan is. To say we're not sure about it, but this is what the stuff we're exploring right now. That would be cool.
Yeah,
Just
exploring
just to know,
would be good.
to see what the game is moving, stuff like that.
So I foresee a call it the hi-rez whiteboard, where it's just a part on the site that's like things that they may be working on, and they've got like maybe draft mode written there, and then spectator improvements, adding this and doing that and changing this a little bit, and that you have that there, and then you have a big disclaimer on top that says subject to change at any second. This could be completely wiped, or it could be go with this. This is just what we're doing. Shut up and leave us alone. There you go. I solved your problems, hi-rez. Good luck. So.
No, but even making like have Duke maybe do a 5-minute YouTube video every week just talking about Smite, one cool idea. I don't know. That would be really. I would watch it every week. I love Smite in many ways, but I think they could. I wanted a lot more communication with hi-rez, just in general.
Kind of like an inside the studio video, maybe, where they sit there and you sit down with people and you get to hear kind of what they're doing with the patch, what changes they're working on, maybe what's to come. Even if there weren't definitive dates, you think would be helpful for the players to kind of know what's going on and the rationale behind things, and make people feel overall generally better connected to hi-rez.
Yeah, that would be cool because it'd really give you a feeling of being in the studio and helping them out.
Actually, have any of you played Natural Selection? They released a Natural Selection 2, and they actually did that every week. They had a patch video, and sometimes they have videos from the actual studio where they sit and program and talk about things they explored, like things like multi-threading and why is it really complicated and why they didn't do it, because then you have to do this and this and this. Okay,
Yeah,
that's really insane, and so on. So like, look what other companies do. It's like they communicate a lot and do it really well and makes things more exciting.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen companies do that before, especially with the multi-threading thing. They're like, "This is why it's not multi-threaded." And you're like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up now, and we'll get
giveaways.
Yes, we're gonna. That's part of the wrapping up portion of it. I saw
Wrapping
you
up
over
the
there doing your thing.
giveaway.
So if you would like to be eligible to win your 400 gems, you must follow the channel, and preferably like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter at Dean Machine, or follow Lionheart at whatever it is for him. You can't spell it. Or at Alakite. Or Ullew, do you have a Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter now.
You fail. Get off. You're fired.
Who the fuck would read my Twitter? I'm going to the shower.
You're
Back
going to
from the
run a
shower.
bath. I figured out that all Europeans run baths. None of them take showers. They all run baths. Every European that I ever talk to, they're always like, hold on, I'll be right back. I'm going to run a bath. It's just me. Maybe it's just me and my weird European friends.
Yeah.
Ullew, you're weird if you take showers in Europe.
We only take showers because it consumes less water. We care about the environment.
Yeah. Take
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Take
Right.
that half of our water going to energy production, and another 20 or 30% going to agricultural production.
Okay,
Showers and baths be damned!
All right, if you want to get into that argument in the after show, I would love to argue that with you, because I would also like to yell about food being burned as gasoline.
Oh, I know, right?
That
And
is
tasty
insane
food.
and
too.
stupid.
Oh
All right, but that's for another show.
Yes.
That isn't this one. Yes. So,
Dradow's actually showering while watching us. He's just running the water,
Just to make sure.
making Ullew mad because he's just running the water.
all right, guys, like us for your chance to win.
Follow us on the
Follow
thing.
us. Yes.
That would be the thing.
Following. We are following. We are on this
And
thing.
we will roll the dice and then pick a winner. And
Roll
give
the
you
dice,
some
pick the
gems.
winner. So, while we are doing this, guys, give your shout outs. We're going to start with Ullew today because of that stoic, beautiful face.
Is it just
Oh,
like
yeah.
whenever we talk about Ullew, Alakite has to type? Like, Ullew starts talking, Alakite types.
Okay, I'll mute.
Go.
Go ahead, Ullew.
Words, dude.
What do you want me to do? I missed it.
Shout outs about
Yes.
the bacon
Who
shortage.
would you like to, the bacon
Shout
shortage?
out. It would be. I need to shout out my team: Sayo, Rasterian, Ixalia, and Smek. Good guys, fun guys, and I guess our friends from ESG.eu, and
Spoo
some of
them.
the upcoming EU teams like Hycon and Jinx Gaming, and Team Dynamite. I hope they keep trying and keep building on their teams. And that's
approve.
kind of it. rest of the world is comebacks. It's set.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, Lionheart, then. What do you have to shout out?
Just the usual. Thank you to everybody who tunes in every week to Beyond the Rift for watching. People who come by, hang out, watch my stream. The staff here at BL Gaming, the staff at hi-rez, and pretty much just the community in general for keeping this game fun. I know that we have a long way to go as a community. There are a lot of things that need to be done. There's a lot that needs to be built. But I'm constantly impressed every day that people, despite their bickering or whatever goes down, typically have good intentions about building the community. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I agree. Alakite, your turn.
Well, I was asked by someone to shout out, I guess, Team Dynamite, which, they just got together. The Dilksy, I think, is the captain of that. So, go check them out. I'll link their Twitter in the bottom. I like casting their games. So, all that stuff. Then, I don't know, I guess I'll do a shout out to thank you everyone that watches. It's awesome. Every perspective from, not so pro people to all the, high level players that watch. It's nice to get a lot of the perspectives and just talk to everyone in general. So it's very fun. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say one last thing?
Go for it.
Okay,
Nope,
people
you're
in
done.
ranked, stop buying Midas boots, stop going Doom Orb mid, and if you die 8 times, sell your Heartseeker. Please, for the love of God. That's kind of it.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's great. That's great. That's awesome.
Yep, and we wish Allied could have joined us, but
Yes.
he
Don't know what happened to him exactly.
happened.
Don't know what happened to him exactly. Anyway, so I guess I will give my shout-outs. Thank you guys for all showing up. Yuli, Lionheart, Alakite, Allied for leaving us hanging. I'm not going to call you scumbag yet. We'll wait. We'll wait for that. We'll get judgment on that later. Maybe you fell in the shower or bath. And but no, I mean, it's cool. He probably had something come up and totally legit. So sorry, Allied
Shing.
couldn't make it. We do plan to have Shing on next week along with Sayo. So tune in for that. That ought to be quite interesting. What else? Thank you all viewers. I love you guys for being here. It makes the show much more entertaining, especially when you guys call in and all that stuff. It's tons of fun. Please continue to go to the website, post there all the time. We'd love to try and be the center of the community or somewhere nearabouts it, letting people be nice and have fun and make teams. I also want to shout out Lord of War, Low Gaming, L-O-W Gaming. I think it was Lords of War. I was watching the stream the other day and they banned me because I posted something on there.
Huh.
But then it was my fault because I posted a link on there without asking. So, check them out. They seem pretty interesting. They're recruiting, so if you're looking for a team to play on, check them out. It was twitch.tv/lowgaming. So that's about it for me. Thanks to my lovely wife for keeping 3 wrangling obnoxious children at bay inside and not letting them come out here and chew on my ankles. I do appreciate that a lot. I love you, honey. And it's all you there, Mr. Zero of Rebel.
Yes.
How many things did you give away? We only have like 5.
24?
Oh, great.
What? Yeah, I know. We're so good.
Yeah.
Your lovely wife, Rebel, obviously. Because I can assure you, as beautiful as I am, no. So we have, so far, our winner is Joy Killer 22, because I have not seen Psycorn message. So we are going to give away your skin.
Yes.
Sorry.
So do your shout out so we can end the show and we'll continue doing the giveaways
shout
afterwards.
outs. Go to BL Gaming. Enjoy it. Hell yeah. We have guides. We have
Streams.
pretty images. I mean, if you take away our front page, we have a great image right there.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our forums. There's some really interesting things going on there.
Yeah.
Also, if you're looking for scrims or if you want to be part of our new secret teams thing, message him.
Yeah, or there's a competitive teams thread on the forum. So please, if you have a competitive team, please go post there so I can add you to our forming D-base that will soon be pretty freaking awesome. So
Oh, yes.
I think that about wraps it up for this particular episode.
BL Gaming. Check us out, blgaming.com. You can now search us on Google. It is a new thing. We are on search engines. Yes. Score. You can find us.
Are you all right?
Cool. It's awesome.
Sure you're going to make it?
No, I'm not.
We'll say goodbye to Freya. Bye, Freya.
Bye, Freya.
See you
Yes.
later.
BO
You're giggling
Gaming.
at us.
You should do it. Watch us.
BLgaming.com.
Forums. And
We'll be back here with
guides.
the after show shortly.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yay.